Welcome back to OES teaching. What we're going to be doing today is still going to be quadratic equation, and like we said before, a quadratic equation is any equation that has a variable which has a raised to power 2, who has a power of 2, in which the highest value of the variable is raised to power 2. So what we're going to be doing in the standard form is, like we said before also, is ax raised to power 2 plus bx plus c, and like we said, it must be equals to 0. And that means what is required of us is to find the root of x. Because we have the power raised to power, we have the variable raised to power 2, that means we are expecting two roots. If we have a formula like this, also, if you have particular equations like this, that has x raised to power 3 plus bx raised to power 2 plus cx raised to power 1 plus d is equals to 0. This is equivalent to polynomial equation. The roots expected of x will be 3 roots, because we have raised to power 3. The variable is raised to power 3. We will expect 3 roots in this equations that looks like this. But today we're still going to continue with our quadratic equation. I also want to let you know that after you have factorize this particular equation, x raised to power 2 plus bx plus c, which is equals to 0, after you have factorized it, you must be able to get two roots as the value of x, but if you can't, the best way to solve this equation is by using completing the square. If not, you need to use completing the square formula. And in our earlier classes, we mentioned the almighty formula, which is in the form of x minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2 over 2a. You can as well use this formula for normal factorization that we mentioned up here, but sometimes it's always very hard to use to factorize this particular equation that we have up here. It's always very hard, so the best way to solve it is to use the completing the square. And what you need to just do is by substituting the coefficient of this equation that I'm circling into this formula. In so doing, it will give us two roots, two values, or two values of x. Right now, we are going to be looking at an example that will help to put clearer view to what we've been talking about since. Um, Take for instance, we have an equation that has 2x raised to the power 2 minus 3x minus 1 is equals to 0. Now, what this wants us to understand is that we need two roots. We need to solve for x value, and they're going to be 2. And to do that, if you try to factorize, if you try to factorize this particular equation, it's not going to be an easy time. You can end up wasting our time on it. So the best way to use, the best formula to use is to use the completing the square formula. Completing the square formula. And this means we can get the value of x. It's going to be two values. It's going to be by using this particular formula, square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. What's the value for our b? Our b is equals to minus 3. Our a is equals to 2, and our c is equals to 1. Now, if we substitute these values into the formula, we have x is equals to minus 3 plus or minus square root of minus 3 square minus 4 times 2 times minus 1 divided by 2 times 2. We now have 3 plus or minus square root of, this is 9, minus 8 divided by 4. That means this is going to give us 3 plus or minus square root of 1 over 4, which is equals to 3 plus 1, square root of 1, square root of 1 is 1 over 4, or 3 minus 1 over 4. So we have two values of 4 divided by 4 or 2 divided by 4. So the value of x, let's go back up here. So the value of x is going to be, 1 or half. We can see with this equation, with this completing the square formula, that we can easily determine the value of x. And what this means in a nutshell is x minus 1 is equals to 0, or x minus half is equals to 0. Thank you.